Match of the Day with Gary Lineker.
Good evening. I think you'll find that Match of the Day packs a bit of a punch tonight in more ways than one. Starting with a couple of heavyweights in the studio, Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrence. Now, despite the transfer window being closed, Newcastle made a very significant signing this week. They persuaded Alan Shearer to extend his contract and continue playing rather than work with us here at the BBC. Strange decision. He was, though, guaranteed a rousing reception at St James's Park, where Newcastle met Aston Villa.
There was relief and celebration on Tyneside this week after Alan Shearer's decision to play on for another season. The Newcastle legend said his U-turn was largely down to the persuasive powers of manager Graham Souness.
Him and the chairman were badgering me every week, and I think they got me under the influence in Dubai last week and forced me to sign it.
Other factors included his good form, the potential of this Newcastle side, the support of the fans, and the fact he's just 9 goals short of equalling Jackie Milburn's record haul for the club.
Great decision.
It's the best news we've heard all season.
He's the best centre-forward in the world, and we've got him.
He's my hero, always has been.
Best thing he could have done. Give him another 10 years.
As for today's game, Patrick Kluivert was missing with a knee injury, and former Newcastle winger Nilberto Solano was on the bench for Aston Villa. Commentaries by Martin Fisher.
Bryant forced into an error by Darius Vassell, who missed 19 games with a broken ankle, sustained against Fulham back in October. He's been involved in their last 2 games, but will still be some way short of sharpness. Delaney with the throw. Gets it back from Davis. Davis with the cross. Barry's up there. Not dealt with by Boomsong, and Hell helps himself. And Villa go in front inside 4 minutes. Well, a Newcastle error involved Davis with the cross, and Angel needed no second invitation. And instead of the Newcastle number 9, it's the Villa number 9 that opens the scoring. Boomsong. Genus Fakar. Genus once more. Searching for Shearer. Great run. Not the greatest header he's produced down the years. Not sure if Graham Souness knows, but Newcastle have never come back from being behind in a game when they've conceded the first goal. Now Butt on for Bowyer. Skipped away from Hendry. He's got Robert away to his left. Dyer and Shearer both in the middle. Instead it's Bowyer. Sorensen with a great save down to his left. Bowyer struck it very well, and Sorensen, who's been criticised recently for his latest error against Birmingham, well, dealt with this ever so well. Larson following Dyer. Dyer, of course, here on Wednesday with England. He's away from Larson, now taking on Samuel. Always picked out Bowyer. Did that strike the hand of Melberg? Nothing given. But Fakar. Plenty of black and white in the middle. Good effort coming in by Kieron Dyer. On the volley, on the turn. Wasn't far off here. Teasing centre by Stephen Carr. And Dyer certainly connected. This is the shout for handball on Melberg. The referee was well placed. O'Brien made a real meal of that, and a mess of it. And Juan Pablo Angel streaming away for Aston Villa. Vassell in the middle. And so too Gareth Barry. That was a good chance. Well blocked by Lee Bowyer, who got back to ever so good effect. Angel with the ball across behind Vassell, but he'd spotted Barry's arrival. So too did Lee Bowyer. Davis looking for Vassell. Davis has gone on ahead of him. Vassell was looking for Angel. It might still run for Gareth Barry. Away from Carl. What's the shot like? Oh, not bad. Hit the post. And the bounce favours Newcastle. Aaron Hughes clears. Well, Barry favours his left. Came inside of Stephen Carr there and struck the foot of the post with his right boot. Shearer looking for Larson. It's come off Larson towards Robert. Good ball for Dyer. Now then, Kieron Dyer with Genius away to his right-hand side. Kieron Dyer for Newcastle. Here's Genius. The flag stays down and he's missed. Good ball by Robert. The pace of Dyer worrying the Villa defence. Genius taking up a good position, but couldn't keep the shot down. Falling backwards as he struck. This is Robert. Nicky Butt. Dyer. Larson holding his ground. Robert with a chance to centre. Deep towards the far post. And the header. Shearer appealing for the penalty. Handball is what he's asking for. Lovely centre by Robert. Teased over. Now, did it strike the arm of J. Lloyd Samuel en route towards Sorensen? The Newcastle bench went up as one. Terry McDermott leading the discussions with the fourth official, Nigel Miller. This is Barry. Three in the middle to find if he wants to cross. Instead, it's square for Hitzelsperger. On to Davis. Now Delaney for Aston Villa. Davis again, look at the space ahead of him. Davis with the shot, awkward bounce. Given did well. And Carter clear for Newcastle. Bonus by Hughes. And again, Hendry on towards Angel. Boomsong across, he's lost it. Angel should have scored. Should have doubled Villa's lead. Two horrible errors by Newcastle defenders, and Roy Aitken and David O'Leary know that Villa should be two in front. Hughes had already made mistakes. Boomsong not strong enough, and Angel screwed it well wide. This is Genius for Newcastle. Short for Butt. Bowyer looking for Shearer. Bowyer again, good shot, good save by Sorensen. Second time Sorensen has denied Lee Bowyer. He's in top form today, Thomas Sorensen. Shearer did ever so well to release the ball to Bowyer, and Sorensen got his arm up and tipped it over. In comes the corner, and again Newcastle appealed for a penalty kick. This time they felt that Taylor was pushed at the far post. Bowyer works out the throw, but it was Ridgewell with a challenge on Stephen Taylor. Not spotted by the officials, but certainly was spotted by the best part of 50,000 Geordies. Davis trying to block Butt, and then Samuel tugging Butt down to the floor. And again, the Newcastle fans want a penalty. And again, it's waved away by the officials. Watch for the little push here by Ridgewell, was there, on Taylor. That was the first shout, and this is the second as Butt gets the better of Davis eventually. Was he pushed by J. Lloyd Samuel? Boomsong. Now Butt. He's on off the ball, and Vassell has robbed him. Darius Vassell surely to wrap it up for Aston Villa, away from Given. Taylor on the line, Vassell to win it, and Taylor handled it. It'll be a penalty and a red card for Stephen Taylor. Vassell hugged by Lee Hendry. Well, it was casual in the extreme by Nicky Butt. Well played, Darius Vassell. Skipped away from Shay Given. The sub Stephen Taylor on the line, and it clearly struck his left arm. Gareth Barry with a chance to win this game for Villa, and he does! Gareth Barry scores, and Aston Villa 2 in front. And on course for only their 3rd away win in the Premiership this season. Shay Given, given no chance, sent the wrong way. Gareth Barry's 4th Premiership goal of the season. And here's Vassell striding forward with purpose once more, looking to get it back off Angel. Was he blocked by Carr? Yes, he was. It's another penalty. Well, Shay Given felt it was shoulder to shoulder. So will he. And held back for Vassell. There's the challenge. It's outside the area, isn't it? It'll be Gareth Barry again. He went to Gibbons' left with his earlier spot kick. Which way will this go? Same way but higher. Same result though. It's 3-0 Aston Villa. It's definitely 3 points now for Aston Villa. And a thoroughly miserable afternoon for Newcastle United is completed. And again, Gibbons sent the wrong way with Barry's penalty kick. Well, he might fancy a hat-trick now, Gareth Barry. He's got 11 more minutes to go. Villa 3 up. Who would have thought it? All the pre-match talk about Alan Shearer. Villa's dreadful away form. And it's 3-0 with 10 minutes still to go. Oh, there's a fight going on here between 2 Newcastle players. Kieron Dyer and Lee Bowyer are having a fight. Goodness me, what on earth is going on? I have never seen such a thing. Lee Bowyer and Kieron Dyer suddenly were at each other's throats. Well, what does he do now? Barry Knight calling the 2 players towards him. It's a red card for Kieron Dyer, and that means it will have to be surely a red card for Lee Bowyer. It is. Good grief. Well, you can see the damage done to Lee Bowyer's shirt. Bowyer and Dyer sent off for fighting each other. Face of thunder. And how will he deal with Kieron Dyer and Lee Bowyer?
Oh dear. Immediately after the game there was a rather hastily convened press conference.
Kieron and Lee would both like to issue a statement. They won't be taking any questions. Obviously it's a traumatic day for everybody concerned. So if you want to go ahead and say what you want to say.
We'd just like to apologise to the fans, the chairman, the managing staff, all the players and everybody that's connected to Newcastle, family and everybody that witnessed what happened today on the football pitch. Sincerely sorry.
Yeah, I'd touch on the same as well. I'd like to apologise to my teammates, the manager, the chairman and the fans, everyone connected with the club as well. We're teammates and if we have disagreements, we shouldn't be fighting in front of 50,000 people. And like you said, I'm deeply sorry for it, especially it's a crucial stage of the season.
Being told and being reassured by Kieron Dyer that he did not throw any punches today, that he was on the receiving end, and that's the road we'll be going down. I think Lee Bowyer is indefensible. I think he is guilty, as the pictures show, of throwing more than one punch. and he has to accept whatever punishment comes his way. I mean, what I will say, and this in no way condones their action, no way. But I think the referee had a very disappointing game today. I saw the pictures of Alan Shearer's header, where I think it's Samuel raises his hand above his head. That was a penalty for us. That makes it 1-1. Very different game.
We'll come to those later, but it was more Fight Club than Football Club, and usual suspects as well.
Totally unacceptable. Just when Souness is getting Newcastle back in track, they've got so much to look forward to. We get this in the pitch. Some people think that everybody in the football club gets on well. That is a bit of a misconception, because human nature dictates otherwise. But it's not about liking. It's about respecting and being reliable for one another when you get into trouble. And there's no respect or reliability there in the slightest. And it's question marks about Lee Bowyer's temperament once again.
These things have happened before, but not very often.
Well, no, and the other thing as well is, I mean, there's a problem over Bellamy, and that's temporarily solved by he's gone on loan to Celtic. And then they've had a fantastic week up until today. They've come back from Dubai. They've been playing extremely well, winning games, two big games in terms of cup competitions. The great news for them as far as Shearer is concerned. And then this happens. And I think, as Alan says, it's the usual suspects. But I have never, ever, ever seen that on a football pitch.
Not quite. I mean, I remember Graham Lasser and Batty, and there were one or two other Derek Hales years ago, wasn't there? But this was just, it just came out of nowhere, really, didn't it?
Well, it was frustration. The 3-0 down at home, they've had this great run, and then all of a sudden, I mean, this is before the actual fight. You watch Bowyer there, he wants it. Kieron Dyer's on the ball, give me it, give me it, give me it. He doesn't get it, and then when he turns around there, he's obviously frustrated. He's not getting the pass.
This is just another angle of it, and you can see Bowyer just getting himself in a position to receive it. It doesn't come, and obviously we think it might be start the process in terms of boiling over. That can be the only explanation.
So they've gone 3-0 down. Kieron Dyer's on the ball here. Bowyer wants it again. Give me it, give me it. Right, he doesn't get it. Comes inside. No, when he's going past Bowyer there, obviously something's said, and then we run it on. And this is just unbelievable. You know, they square up to each other, but...
His head goes in.
Oh, he butts him first. And then it's just a total free-for-all. I think that Kieron Dyer's unlucky to be sent off.
Do you?
I honestly do. I think that he's trying to restrain Bowyer. And, you know, if you're getting smacked 3-4 times and you can't get away from him, I mean...
I think he does go to throw a punch, though, Alan. I think that's going to be the problem, that he will get a ban as well, as you see in a minute. And misses, I mean, as it starts, and Dyer's got his back to us, and just at the end there, I think his right arm does come over.
Plus, too, he's facing him to start.
Well, that's the other thing. And that's the other thing. I mean, the ball's gone over his head, and he's look at that stance alone as well. Come on, then, what are you going to do about it? Well, this is what we're going to do about it. I mean, it's absolutely
disgraceful. You don't expect, you stand there, you don't expect.
No, you don't.
Then,
you don't. But
then
just
hit 4 or 5 times.
I think just there, I think he's then gone, and this is I mean, what is he possibly thinking? And then the fan as well. The fan has his say, quite rightly so as well. And you know, this fella thinks he's solved all the problems and everything. He's got the thing going, and now they're almost back to square one.
He said at the end of his press conference, I heard him say that the players will still have a future at the club. Is that right? Or?
Well, I think in the modern day, the modern age, if you've got valuable footballers, you ain't going to throw them at your football club. I mean, Kieron Dyer in the last 4 or 5 weeks has been brilliant. I mean, again, Lee Bowyer, question marks about his temperament, but how many clubs have sacked footballers that they still need?
But then,
nobody. It doesn't happen, does it?
But then it raises the other question on is how many chances are you going to give them? You know, this isn't the first time, as we know. It's been a few occasions, and again,
somebody at some stage has got to stand up to this sort of behaviour in football, because it's a consistent
it's bad, obviously, for the supporters that have paid good money to get in, but also kids watching. I mean, it's another like stain in the game of football. It's just bad pictures, bad scenes, bad everything. But for Newcastle United Football Club, it is absolutely disgraceful. And it's not as though they've been having a bad time, they've been having a great time. All right, they're 3-0 down this particular match, but to behave in a way, in a manner that they did, was just totally unacceptable.
And both players, as we've said and stated, is they both started to play well.
But we'll move on.